Our last Can-Am Grand National Cross Country race featured another knockdown drag-out battle between Chris Borich and Taylor Kaiser. It came down to the last lap when Borich stole the lead and another victory. Kaiser's not happy. He wants revenge today.
Playing in the dirt, face full of mud, sacrificing flesh and blood. Playing in the dirt, digging in the ground. All I'm asking you, where you gonna be when it all goes down, 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 down?
Well, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Racer TV, bringing you the best of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Jason Wygant, your host here for the Titan GNCC in Lafayette, Tennessee, or Lafayette as they say down here in the South. Last year we had a complete mudder. This year the weather conditions are nearly perfect. The only mud and water you'll find are down in the creek beds, and we're set for 2 hours of great racing today. We'll run a 12-mile track and over 1,000 riders on hand in a variety of classes for bikes and ATVs. Our XC1 Pro Overall Championship chase is heating up. Taylor Kaiser's the man trying to dethrone Chris Borich, and he's down in the pits with Krista Shaw.
All right, Taylor, you've had a pretty good season so far this year, but unfortunately you've only gotten one win. Are you feeling any pressure to get another win at the end of the season here?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, we've had a good year, and bike's been running good. Everything's been going really good. Come up a little short at a few races this year. Unadilla being one of them, ran into a little bit of bike trouble, but you know, we're working hard. Bike's working good. I mean, everybody's definitely putting in 100%. I've been putting in 100%. So definitely, I feel that we could get some wins here at the end of the year. We were really close to Unadilla. The pressure's on. I mean, I am riding for the 9-time champ, so it definitely makes it a little tough.
All right, thanks, Krista. The 9-time champ he refers to as Bill Balance, who is out this year with an injury. So the 23-year-old Kaiser, Balance's young teammate, is the man that Yamaha has tabbed to try to win this title back from Chris Borich and Team Suzuki. Let's get ready to go racing here at the Titan. And Borich lays down some serious horsepower off the line, and is going to hold them across the whole shot line. There it is, MotorcycleUSA.com award to Borich. That's $250. Ackerman and Brian Cook, second and third. So Kaiser's got some ground to make up. It is obviously a little bit dusty here at the Titan track. Last year, this event was an all-time epic mudder. So be careful what you wish for, folks. You wanted less rain and mud this year, you've got it. Now down at these creek beds, you could still get wet. These guys got to be very careful. You do not want to, A, soak your gloves or goggles, especially on a dusty track. What can actually happen is you'll splash some water onto the goggles, and then when you run through the dust sticks. Going to be very difficult. It's one of the distinctive sections of the Titan track. Got the uphill waterfall. Looks like Kaiser has gotten around Cook. He's up to third. Cook is fourth. And the rest of the field quickly funneling in behind. Where are the Can-Am teammates of Adam McGill and Chris Bithell? More bad starts for them. There's the three of McGill trying to make moves around Jeff Pickens on the number 15. Those guys never get good starts, but at our last race, both of them came through the pack and even led for a spell and ended up third and fourth. Looks like now the lucky 13 of Bithell has moved in front of Cook. Then you've got the 12 of Johnny Gallagher. And number 10 is Jared McClure on the National Guard Polaris. There's McGill on the number 3. So the contenders are all pretty close here as they fight their way to the woods. This is real GNCC racing through here. Yeah, the field sections, you can go fast, you can make passes. As the riders like to say, anyone can hold the throttle wide open through the fields. Into woods where you've really got to show your technique and your skills. A little bit mixed up here. We see some riders coming from the back row, row 2, our XC2 top contenders. We want to give a shout out to Josh Kirkland, who is our defending XC2 class champion. He is out with a major injury. We say get well soon, Josh. We know he's a tough racer, and we hope to see him back hanging out at the races. Back up front, though, it's Borich leading the way. Ackerman still second. Then it's Kaiser, Bithell, Cook. No surprise, these guys have been up front all year long. And that's Ryan Lane going by there. Haven't seen Lane much this year, only competed with us at our other Tennessee event at Loretta Lynn's. He's an Indiana guy who was very strong as a privateer last year, even had a podium. Good to see him back in action. Borich trying to extend it over Ackerman and Kaiser. We cannot stress enough how long these races are. This is 2 hours. We barely completed one lap. They'll probably do 4 or 5 today. So we're just getting going. But rarely does Borich get the good start like he has. Normally he has to work his way through. We are now hearing that there are reports he may have actually started his machine early, and that's why he got such a great jump off the line. It's a dead engine start in Grand National Cross Country Racing. You start with the engine off. When the green flag waves, either kick the machine to life or hit the electric start button, whatever you have. And now we hear, yes, they are actually going to penalize Borich 30 seconds on the track. A little bit later in this race, they will hold him at a checkpoint. And there we go. They're going to hold him right now. So our whole shot award is actually going to go to Brian Cook now, who is second off the line. Let's see if the 30-second holdup is enough to cost Borich the lead. He extended it a bit. But 30 seconds is a massive, massive penalty in these races. And there we go. He loses the lead. Don Ackerman into the lead. And Kaiser is going to go past Borich as well. And there goes Bithell. Borich has got to be fired up. This is going to be very interesting. Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Yamaha. Well, things are all sorts of shaking up here. Grand National Cross Country Racing from Tennessee, and it's shaking up even more. Look at this. Multiple lines of this hill climb. All 4 of our riders take different paths to the top. And the guy that came out worst of that one was our leader, Don Ackerman, out of Illinois. He lost a lot of ground. Let me go back to Brian Cook coming through next. There's Ryan Lane. Whoa, you make one little error halfway up that hill, lose your momentum. You're going to have a tough time getting to the top. Now we go down to pit road for the first time, and it is Kaiser in the lead thanks to the wrong turn by Ackerman. Then it is Bithell. Ackerman back in front of Borich. Now before our break, Borich was our leader. He was penalized 30 seconds, a stop-and-go penalty for allegedly starting his machine early on the line. So that's what pushed him back to 4th, but he's definitely within striking distance, and now he's actually gotten past Ackerman. And Cook back into contention, has the leaders in sights. Then we go back to Lane, the privateer out of Indiana. Kind of all by himself, and it's very difficult to run that way. You saw how fast he went through there. He needs to get back up to Cook. When you see the riders in front, as Johnny Gallagher comes through next, then it's Brandon Summers, Jeff Pickens in the mix. There goes Jared McClure. But anyway, when you can see the riders in front, it's a lot easier to challenge them and charge after them than it is to ride on your own. So if you're Kaiser in the lead, you want to get the heck out of here. Too late. Borich is already up to second and is putting the pressure on. Let's go check out the highlights of today's morning race. It's where the amateurs, the utilities, the women, super seniors all go at it. Look at this battle. Scott Kilby and Michael Swift almost bouncing off of each other here in the 4x4 limited class. Oh, that was Andrew Langston getting stuffed into a tree off the line. Here we are into the first turn of the 4x4 open division. This, I believe, is a new class this year, the utility senior division for riders 45 and up. Great opportunity for them to go out and race against their peers instead of having to take on the super factory, super fast young guns utility racing. Go to a women's class. Kristen Atwell grabbing the whole shot. No! Angel Atwell coming around the outside of the KTM takes the whole shot away from her niece. It's been a great championship battle in that class. Tracy Checo, Lexi Coulter also in the hunt there. Here is Swift leading the race overall early on with Kilby right behind. Those are showroom stock machines in that limited class, limited modifications. Langston, after that run-in with the tree, is already up to 3rd. Here is Angel Atwell leading the way in the women's class. She's your defending champ of women's, but so much championship competition. Look how close those top 4 are. That's a really exciting group to watch. And then everyone competes on the clock for the overall in the morning. And there we see Kilby has now gotten into the lead over Swift. Great racing there, and these 4-wheel drive machines, they love raging through the mud. Now Swift back to the #1 spot over Langston. So what happened to Kilby? He's lost some ground, and the women just continue to duke it out. Tracy Checo and Kristen Atwell waging war for 2nd and 3rd. Now here's Lexi Coulter. She's gotten in front of this battle. There's Checo, and there's Atwell coming through next. Sorry, I got the order reversed. It's Atwell, then Checo. So Kristen Atwell was the one who was able to stay up front in a wild battle all day. She got the lead and held it all the way to the end. Well done. Coulter going to finish 2nd, and they were also your top overalls for the day. 2 straight wins for Kristen Atwell. She is closing in on that women's championship. And speaking of closing in, look how tight the battle is between our top 4 here at the Titan Grand National Cross Country Race in Tennessee. Don Ackerman and Brian Cook have lost just a little bit of ground. That front pack is battling. Kaiser still in the lead. Boric right there with him. And that is Chris Bithell in 3rd. Ackerman and Cook trying to close the gap down here through the creek bed. Like I said at the top of the show, it is mighty tempting to just blast through this section. And these guys could do that. But you get mud on your hands, it's hard to hang on. And that's exactly what Kaiser is trying to do right now. Hang on under pressure from Boric. They have really opened it up now. And they're about to head into the field so they can go wide open. And Bithell isn't going anywhere. He is staying right with those top 2. And this is your fight. Kaiser is sick and tired of taking 2nd to Boric in these races. He had 7 second-place finishes this year. 7! And we've only run 10 times. So he is sick and tired of this. He's going to go all out. He doesn't want Boric to make the pass. They've moved just a bit in front of Bithell and Cook. And where's Ackerman? And you can see the desperation now. Everyone has picked up the pace. We're past the halfway mark here in Tennessee. If you want to be a hero and win this thing, now the riders know the track. This is their chance to go for it. Look at Boric. Down to the inside. Can't make the move. Kaiser holds him off. 2 laps down, 2 to go here in Tennessee. Can the #2 finally get to the #1 spot today? Stay tuned, we'll find out. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Yamaha. Guess what? Chris Boric back into the lead here, even after incurring a 30-second penalty. It's the MotorcycleUSA.com, Titan GNCC, Jason Wygant, and Krista Shaw, your hosts for Racer TV. And the top 4 are tightened up again. Brian Cook has closed the gap up on the KTM in the #4 spot. Here we are through the pits, and Boric is in for a fuel. Probably take on a new set of Scott goggles as well. There's Kaiser, factory Yamaha pit doing the same. But Kaiser's ready to go. He rolls out, grabs the lead. Let's go to Krista in the Suzuki pit.
All right, Chris just got docked 30 seconds for allegedly starting his bike too soon. Did you guys offer him any words of encouragement when he stopped?
No, he's pretty mad enough. That's enough encouragement. You take that time away from him, if he did it or not, he's going to be mad. He's going to go. He'll get it.
Did he seem worried at all?
Does he seem worried? No.
Well, it looks like it paid off. He did come into the pits in first.
Yeah, we come in first, but went out third. Little hiccup, but it'll be all right.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, John is a seasoned GNCC racer himself. Used to race the 25-plus class out here. He and Chris Boric and Chris's dad, Joe, they have had quite a program the last few years. And that program has put them the #1 plate they have in their machine right now. And despite the hiccup in the pits and the penalty, they're right in the thick of this thing. But now it's time for the RockyMountainMC.com Spotlight.
Hi, I'm Garen Davis, and I run Junior B class in the GNCC series. I'm here today to talk to you about the metric bolt kit offered by Tusk.
Thanks, Garen. If you're like me and even minor maintenance projects turn into a big adventure, you want these bolt kits to put your machine back together. They're available in 3 varieties. There's a metric bolt kit for Japanese bikes, a European bolt kit for European bikes like KTM's, and a massive 236-piece metric bolt kit for ATVs. The ATV kit is $39.99. Both bike kits are $29.99. You also have the option of the trail bolt kit that's small enough to keep with you while you ride. The ATV kit is $14.99 and 62 pieces. The metric bike kit is $12.99 for 60 pieces. Either way, it'll keep you going.
This product can be purchased at RockyMountainATVMC.com.
All right, thanks, Garen. Let's get back to the battle here. Taylor Kaiser continues to maintain the lead. He got it with a quick pit stop. Chris Borich back around Chris Bithell into the number 2 position. Bithell 3rd. Cook is 4th. As we've mentioned several times this year, 4 different brands machines in the top 4 right now. That is a great sign for GNCC Racing. And it's opening back up as we're out of the creek bed. Kaiser, Borich, Bithell. Now it might come down to endurance and, of course, racecraft. Who's got the special lines picked out for the last lap? Who's got a passing opportunity when they need it? Could it be Borich? How many times have we seen Chris Borich out of Pennsylvania look like he's on the ropes and then the last lap pull out some magic? And that's definitely the goal today. He is all over Kaiser. When will he pull the trigger? And if they tangle up, Bithell and Cook will hope to take advantage. They're headed out to the fields. It is going to be a drag race through there. But like we said, anyone can go fast through the fields. The real work is done in the woods. And it looks like the 2 and the 1 have pulled away just a little bit. We're bracing ourselves for a last lap battle. Stay with us on Racer TV from Tennessee. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Yamaha. The battle is on. Now they're getting aggressive. Chris Borich tries to find an alternate line around Taylor Kaiser. Will it pay off? They got a steep uphill. Borich goes the long way but takes the lead. And we mentioned before the break, did he have a special spot picked out? And the answer apparently is yes, he did. So now Kaiser's got to lean on Borich. We're headed through the pits. No gas, no goggles this time. It is just a wide open race to the finish, and Kaiser tries to get him back. We've been saying it, Kaiser with 7 second-place finishes this year. He does not want 8. He wants a win. Borich leads him as they go into the creek. No room for real passing down here. If you try to go off to the side of the track, you can easily get hung up on a rock or on a tree. You've got to at least get to the finish line first. And how about Bithell right there? Ready to make a charge if those guys make a mistake. They've opened up just a little bit of ground now on Cook. Back to the leaders, and in the field, Borich puts the hammer down on that Yoshimura Suzuki, and look at the gap he's built up. Now it's Bithell versus Kaiser for second. Kaiser's got to find some mojo, and this is his advantage right here. Borich gets held up by a lapped rider. Kaiser able to close up just a little bit, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Back down to the creek we go. It looks like Kaiser is right back on the rear grab bar of Borich. Borich, though, is just so cool, calm, collected in these last lap battles. That has been the difference. He's won in these conditions so many times. He's learned quite a bit dueling with Bill Balance over the years. He knows how to make it happen when he needs to. Kaiser's trying to learn those lessons and apply them, but Borich is not making it easy. What a race today. Final miles, and still our top 3 are within sight of each other. Cook trying to maintain pace. He wants to put the orange machine up on the podium. Let's see if he can get the hammer down. And again, if none of those guys make a mistake pushing each other, he will be where he wants to be, and that's in the top 3 today. Into the field, Borch. Kaiser tried it, couldn't pull the trigger. He gave it everything he had to the outside. Borch had him squeezed off. Time is running out. Kaiser runs into the back of Borch and almost goes down. We told you he was going to give it everything he had today. Frustration beginning to set in. Was that the last gasp? I think it was. Checkered flag is out. Chris Borch wins again. Taylor Kaiser ran the wheels in. Couldn't move Borch out of the way. He will take second. And a hard-fought race day. Chris Bithell is going to put that Can-Am in third. Once he gets around all that lap traffic, man, he was really held up in the last lap. And you can see how hard the leaders were pushing. Let's go down to Krista, victory lane.
Chris, it's been a pretty crazy race out there today. You had a little upset at the beginning of the race. They docked you 30 seconds. What were you thinking at that point?
Well, off the start there, somebody fired a little earlier, and I just, somebody fires up, I'm going to fire up right with them. So got the whole shot supposedly and led the first lap, and then I got a pit card saying they're going to dock me 30 seconds for jumping a gun. So I put the hammer down, probably pulled, I don't know, 15 seconds on the guys. Pulled me over for 32nd, and then was in fourth there. Got going in fourth and just made my way back up through and got the win.
Guy is hilarious. You would never think he works as hard as he does. So relaxed when these races are over. There's your results. Now it's time for the Yamaha race recap. It looked like Chris Borch had the MotorcycleUSA.com whole shot, and he led early in front of Don Ackerman, Taylor Kaiser, Chris Bithell, Brian Cook, Ryan Lane, but GNCC officials say Borch jumped the start. They held him up 30 seconds, and then he put on a miraculous charge to get back into contention. He had to get through Cook, he had to get through Bithell. He would have to get through Kaiser if he wanted to win this one. The guy's got so much confidence as the series champ, he would move up to second and keep the heat on Kaiser. And then in the last lap, another patented Chris Borch charge. He made the move on an uphill. Kaiser did everything he could to get back around him, could not make it happen. Chris Borch wins again. Great racing today. Thanks for watching. For Krista Shaw, I'm Jason Wygant. We'll see you next week.